I'm creating this video for the other people who have been told that they feel too much, that they're too sensitive, they care too much, their emotions are overwhelming. Why can't you just care less, calm down, relax? This one's for you because that's been my story. My life has really been marked with so many times of being told, why are you so sensitive? Stop being so sensitive. Just get over it. Stop. Why do you care so much? Um, this was always something I heard and I believed, and I've always felt really deeply, and I was always deeply moved by sad movies and happy moments and excitement. Like I just always felt so deeply inside of me that my parents would often say, like, your emotions are like a roller coaster. I would just be up and down and feeling everything, and I really, especially growing up, did not know how to manage that. So I was really yanked around by how I felt most of the time. My mom tells me that probably up until age 13 I would cry every single day, which is crazy because I mean I don't really remember that, but I'm also not surprised by that because I just was always like so emotional and so bothered about easily by things and so worried. I used to obsess about my parents leaving and thinking they'd never come back, and I would create this whole crazy story that they were going to get in a car accident and something terrible was going to happen. I was just always worrying. So this theme kind of really carried with me throughout my entire life, and I never knew that I was a highly sensitive person. Like I knew I was sensitive, but I didn't know the term highly sensitive person until I was in my early 20s. So because I didn't really know what was going on with me, I just always thought that there was something wrong with me, and I would look at other people and they just didn't seem to care so much, and they seemed so carefree, and I was so jealous of them. I'm like, how do you just go through life and not worry about upsetting other people, and how do you like just let it roll off your back when someone says something offensive? Like how does that not like penetrate you so deeply that you feel paralyzed? Like I wanted to be like them so badly, but I didn't know how to be that way. um and so because I was always like kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say a victim to the way that I was, but I just didn't know how to manage it. um I often found myself in situations that were not great. So I had a pretty unhealthy relationship when I was in college, and I was bad at standing up for myself, and I was a people pleaser, and I because I was also, very empathetic, and I would feel other people's emotions so much, and I didn't like feeling other people being upset with me. So I tried to minimize the amount of times that someone could possibly be upset with me because I just didn't want to deal with it. So I would appease other people and go along with what they wanted, and often allowed myself to not be treated the way I deserved because it was easier for me to just go along with what other people wanted than to stand up for myself. And I didn't really know how to stand up for myself. So that was a theme for many, many years for me. Um, and then when I was in my early 20s, I moved out to California. I took a risk and I got an internship at a retailer that I had grown up shopping at, and it was like the coolest opportunity ever. I moved from Minnesota to California. I was 22 years old, had like no money, no friends, didn't know anybody. And I just took a risk and a leap. And, when I left, I thought, okay, I'm leaving my old life behind. I can start fresh. I can be a different person. So I was in this corporate retail environment, and it was very fast paced and intense. And, there's a lot of people that were um, aggressive and bossy. And, I wanted more than anything to climb the ladder at this company and be respected. And the people I saw at the top were very aggressive, um, bold kind of people. And I felt like, okay, I have to be like them if I want to succeed here. So, because the meetings would be intense and there would be yelling sometimes, and it would rattle me so much. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this. Like, I'm so scared of getting yelled at. But everyone around me seemed to be okay with it. So, again, I was like, I'm the problem. I'm the sensitive person. I have issues. Like, I need to figure this out. So I tried really hard to morph myself to fit into that environment. Um, I tried to act like I didn't care, but I did because I care about everything a lot. Um, but I started meditating while I worked there, and I started taking like CBD oil and working out and doing all of the things that I could to manage my level of stress and anxiety I felt from being in such an intense environment. And it worked to an extent, but not quite enough. I developed severe digestive issues, which were very much perpetuated by the constant state of stress and anxiety I was feeling. I just was constantly like in a fight or flight mode, which really messed with my stomach and my body. Just losing hair, it was not a good thing. So eventually I quit that job. And around that time, I think maybe while I was still working there, my mom introduced me to this book called The Highly Sensitive Person, written by Dr. Elaine Aron. And my mom's like, I think this book is about you. I think you're a highly sensitive person. And I read the book, and like for the first time in my life, I felt so seen. I'm like, that is me. Like highly aroused in situations, highly sensitive people are taking in stimuli all around them. So we're noticing little subtle changes in our environment around us. So lights that are a little bit brighter, weird, annoying little noises, sounds, itchy fabric. Like it can be very distressing. Same with being somebody asking you to do a bunch of things last minute can be super rattling and stressful to a highly sensitive person. Not liking to be rushed, like there's so many things that I'm like, this has been me my whole life. And like, this is crazy that there's finally a word that explains like why I am the way I am. And in the book, I learned all about the trait and how it's so special. Highly sensitive people are often more intuitive because we're taking in so much stimuli and noticing so much that we're able to pick up on more than other people are. So we can notice like a subtle shift in somebody's facial expression or the way they're carrying themselves. We often can understand how people are feeling, so we're often very empathetic, so we can empathize with people, and we have a lot of compassion. And it's just there's so many wonderful things about this trait. But in addition to being highly sensitive, because we're taking in so much, we have to take better care of ourselves. So that means we have to make sure we're getting enough sleep. We're taking time to remove ourselves from all the stimulation, and maybe taking time to ourselves, spending time in nature. Just it's important to disconnect and kind of reconnect with ourselves. So when I learned that I was a highly sensitive person, when I really started to get in touch with that and accepting that about myself, everything changed. I realized that I didn't need to fit the mold to be successful in some company. I didn't need to be some aggressive, overly boisterous person. That will never be me. That's not me. I'm always going to be a little bit like softer, quieter, more sensitive. That's just me. And that was like so refreshing for me to realize I don't have to change. What I need to do is lean into those traits about myself, own the fact that I care, and lean into the things that come natural to me, which is having a lot of empathy and caring about other people and knowing about how to make them feel better and being compassionate. And those are traits that not everybody has, or they don't come naturally to them. So why wouldn't I lean into those traits? Because to me it's easy and second nature, and it makes me feel good. So that was a huge shift for me. And that's really all of the learning that I did. So all of the spiritual work I started to do with meditation and spiritual books and journaling and all of that, I just started to really feel more comfortable with myself and just accept myself for who I am. And this is me, take it or leave it, which is like so like radical for me to say, the person who's always been kind of wanting to stay back in the shadows a little bit. So learning about all of that really drove me to start my blog, because I was learning so much and I just wanted other people to feel better too. I felt like I've always been so high strung and sensitive. And if I can start feeling better, then maybe other people can start feeling better too. And they probably might not know about all these tools that I've learned. So I need to share. Like, I need to share. I just was overwhelmed with this need to share and help people and just make it feel so accessible and awesome and exciting, like a fun journey to learn about yourself and just feel better, because why not? Like, why not enjoy our lives more and embrace who we are and have more fun and just feel better. Like, that's so important to me. Um, so that's why wanted to start this community for highly sensitive people and empaths. And I'm calling it Highly Sensitive Glow Co. I thought it sounded cute. And I really wanted it to be a place that feels really good, that you're like proud to be a sensitive empath. For me, I've been a part of several different Facebook groups and communities for empaths and highly sensitive people. And for me, what did not resonate was there was a lot of like victim mentality, a lot of complaining and woe is me, and it just felt very negative and draining. And for me, like, I want this to be a place where, yes, we talk about the things that are draining for us sometimes and it's hard, and like that's what community is for, to like talk through these things and lift one another up and see each other and really be there for each other. But I really want it to be something that's empowering, like sharing supportive tools, like talking about what's so awesome about these traits and what we're doing in our lives that's been powerful for us, and what's helping you get through difficult times, and just like sharing tips and really having it be something that feels really good, that you're really proud of. That, because I think what the world really needs truly is more people who are empathetic, sensitive, compassionate, caring leaders. Like, I just think we need more leadership in the world of people who care deeply, who aren't just in it for power or money or, status. Like, I want to see more people who care deeply about the world and about other people. And the thing is a lot of times those people who care so much feel overwhelmed by the world and they're beaten down by life, and it's a little bit harder, and they don't know how to take care of themselves. It takes a little bit extra work for them to feel good. So that's where I step in. That's why we have this community. That's why we share tools and ways to support each other, lift each other up, empower each other, because I want us all to be leaders and making a difference in our corner of the world and just living lives that feel more fulfilling. I want us to feel more confident and happy, and I want us to feel like we're in flow and creative, like all of the good things. Like, I know that it's possible, and I just want to share that, and I'm so so excited to start this journey and just keep sharing and keep learning from everyone else. And thank you so much if you watch all the way to the end, and I can't wait to chat more.